So after completing Fear and Hunger 2 on Maso mode, and reinvigorating my love for that game in a masochistic kind of way, I figured I should do the same for Fear and Hunger 1. But I wasn't gonna beat the game just once. No, my hairline had to recede further than that. I was going to beat the game 4 times, getting all of the main characters' S endings. Oh no, somebody already did this! No! Now, if I wanted to beat these endings easily, I could have just used debug spots to give myself infinite empty scrolls, party members, and overall just molest this game super hard, but that wouldn't be very fun. So instead, I was gonna do this without using any debug spots or glitches, but rather pure, raw power. Let us commence forth. After saying hello to my audience,
What's good, 0 people watching,
I began with Kahara.
hard mode.
Kahara's ending is considered to be one of the easiest S endings to get, since all it involves is you finding Lihzahrd, buying some maps, digging some treasure, and then leaving. I started out by heading to the west side entrance of the dungeons. Going in through the front in hard mode would mean a thorough dissection on the surface of my skin by wild hounds. I then made my way through various parts of the dungeon, looting whatever I could find.
Oh, let's go for 2. Nice. Empty scroll, nice.
I found that there was a ballista guard, which is likely one of the worst bits of luck to get, as the ballista guard requires you to kill him if you plan on going through the front way where the lever for the elevator is, not something particularly pleasant to experience. And so, for this reason, I decided to ignore him for now. Instead, I went to ambush Torturer, who was a complete joke really. It makes no sense to me why Buckman is so scared of this frail little midget. I mean seriously, you chop off his knife arm and he is just utterly defenseless and dies in one torso hit. This tiny ass bald idiot, and somehow Buckman couldn't stand up to him. I also attempted to go through the secret backyard hidden behind the bookshelf, as this would be an easy way to the thicket, which would let me get the Eastern Sword, being one of the best weapons in the game. Unfortunately, me not having an explosive vial prevented this path from being taken, and so I had no other choice but to fight the ballista guard.
Alright, come on, you got this.
So after that didn't work out, I can't lie, I did get a little reckless.
Yo, I know the dogs are gonna come after me, but fucking bring it on. You think that's gonna stop me from going in the front? They're so fucking loud. They're so loud.
However, this actually, surprisingly, turned out to work quite well.
Oh, come on! Come on. Oh, that's pretty good. See what you got, okay? We're gonna chop off that ballista of yours.
Unfortunately, I was not able to achieve the damage needed for this, which left me rather distraught.
How you live that? No!
Now this time, I was determined to get myself some loot to conquer this dungeon, and all I had to do was hit a couple coin flips.
Oh. Ed! No!
Alright, ballista guard time. This time, I had thought over my strategy, and I was gonna put it to effective use.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, it worked!
It worked out! Yes!
With this battle won, I now had the opportunity to be able to flip that lever and activate the elevator to progress further down into the dungeons. We said hello to our good friend Epstein.
Hey, you know how I do it.
And then went to Moonless, who in hard mode I could not actually recruit and would have to put down. It also turns out that I didn't even need to go this way, the cave entrance was on the other side. Oh well. Then my next opponent, the Yellow Mage. All I had to do was chop off the left arm, and then he wouldn't be able to do any powerful attacks.
Oh, nuts is quaking right now. What? Oh, shit.
Turns out it's the leg. It's this leg for some reason.
We are not failing. We are not failing this time.
This time around, luck was on my side, as I had managed to acquire an explosive vial.
Oh, about to make me.
I used this to go through the hidden garden, past the hounds, and into the thicket. Now, the thicket is pretty good. It's got some good stuff, like 2 guaranteed soul stones, poisonous vibrators, and the Eastern Sword, which would be very useful. Upon taking it, a ghost chases you, and so you must escape, because you can't really damage him normally, but you can with the Eastern Sword, but you gotta equip it first. The ghost will randomly attack you in a few set locations from now on until you defeat him, but most of the time anyway, you just hit him once and get a crit, which insta-kills him, since the Eastern Sword has a pretty high crit rate. Doing this not only stops the ghost from randomly molesting you every now and then, but also makes the Eastern Sword purified, which increases its crit rate even more. So you're now gonna crit around 70% of the time and do over 1,000 damage. Very, very broken. With this new weapon of mine, I was unmatched, and I went back to the Ballista Guard, who was still blocking me from accessing the mines and Cube of the Depths, insta-taking out his arms with a crit. Didn't hit a crit a second time, so I took a bit of damage, but with the third try, it was over.
Nice, a crit, nice. How are you still alive? No! No, no fucking way! You don't just take fucking life-threatening damage, and then you do 2 attacks right before dying. That's not how it works.
The next life was more of the same, only this time I explored the first area of the dungeon near the main entrance, and ended up cornering myself.
4 damage, what the fuck is that about, huh?
I then got some rather insane luck.
Okay, now it's nice. Book of the Forgotten Memories. How come Yulia? What the fuck? What the fuck? 3! And isn't that one insane? Dude, isn't that scroll insane? Doesn't that teach you like healing whispers or some shit? It does! Oh my—
Grabbed the Eastern Sword again, pulled that lever without having to fight anyone, quite luckily. And this time I had remembered the strategy correctly for the yellow mages. Since for some fucking reason, they do hurting with their legs rather than their arms. One of which literally has a staff on it, and that arm just does nothing. Like, come on, bro. After grabbing the Cube of the Depths, it was time to descend even further. Find the guard and purify my Eastern Sword. This run was looking quite promising. All I had to do was speak to my good friend Isaiah, buy the maps, just one problem. And even worse than that, me attempting to haggle him down caused him to refuse to sell to me. This meant I was literally soft-locked out of the ending. I tested the waters with Salmon Snake, since this run was now impossible. Turns out he is quite easy with the Eastern Sword, and he went down without issue. Next up, the Knight's Armor. And then more of the same, just remember each death meant me doing this for another half an hour or so. Ooh! Ooh! I figured since the Salmon Snake was so easy last time, I would go and kill him for the Salmon Snake's soul, which prevents limb loss and infections when equipped.
Ooh. I was gonna say it's just important to not miss. What is wrong with this game? What the fuck is wrong with this game?
Next round, I hit some pretty damn insane bookshelf luck.
Oh.
The black orb especially proved pretty damn useful.
Alright, tomahawk, ribeye, baby. No, I didn't drop it in dirt. Grow up.
After this, I had, through honest work, made my way up all the way to 50 coins. And so, I went to buy the maps from Isaiah. And then it was time to go to Mahavre, Body Snatcher. I then obtained the very first bit of treasure from this completely indecipherable map. I then went to the second one, which is just in front of the Grand Library. After digging up the treasure, our good, trustworthy, and loyal friend Isaiah came to give us a congratulations for finding the treasure. But I really wasn't a huge fan of him because he was disabled. So why? Not sure. He might have ingested something you're normally not supposed to. As it turns out, leaving was a more complicated task than expected. And this was where I would call it for the first stream. With the next stream, I started out pretty normally, just looting stuff for another 15 minutes. I found an empty scroll but no quill. However, I was prepared for something like this to happen. I went straight to Boogie2988 and stole off him a quill. And then I would use this quill to get a White Angel soul again. Now, how would I flunk this run? You see the time on the video, don't you? I ain't beating this run. How could I mess up? Let's see.
But this is a life or death situation! Thank you. Dude, I'm chopping at this guy like a piece of steak. Oh my god, and the game fucked. Oh my god.
Luckily, I would make back my progress quite quickly, finding an empty scroll and a quill, which would leave me quite happy. I then had a run-in with the Assassin Spectre.
How much health does he have, bro? Holy fuck.
Losing an arm in this game, unlike the second one, was actually a pretty big deal, since there's not really any good way to regenerate your limbs. Luckily, the beast sword that I was using only needed one arm to use. So the only downside was that I couldn't use a shield. This might have been a problem if I was playing Dark Souls 1. In Fear and Hunger 1 though, shields are essentially just an extra armor slot. Anyway, next up it was time for my favorite pastime of all, scroll gambling.
Studies of growth. Are we gonna hit it though? Can't even see. Did I hit it? Oh! Yo, what's good, bro? This is some bullshit, dude. This is some bullshit.
Now, for the last piece of treasure, I had to solve the Lihzahrd puzzle. The issue with this is that this place was utterly overrun with ghouls, which went down easily, but had the ability to do attacks even when on 0 HP up until the next turn. One of them managed to infect my arm, and here's the issue with this. I had no green herbs, but thankfully I did have a bone saw I could use.
That's why you're dead.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
Dead as
Nice.
hell.
Nice, man.
Next run I had the most insane book search yet. Heads. Please! Yes!
What the fuck? Five different fucking things found. Holy shit.
Clearly, the world's greatest scholars came together to lend me their knowledge for my trial. Cock in one hand and balls in the other, I went in to pull that lever. Progress.
Okay.
The next crucial mistake I made was forgetting to re-equip the Eastern Sword after I purified it. No worries though, I can just equip it real quick and...
Well, looks like we're gonna be...
This app that pays you to walk in my
Link in bio download app.
After going back to get Isaiah's maps, cause I forgot about those. Oh yeah, I also lost my arm to a guard.
Fuck, does that still... Oh, you fuck.
Then around 1:52:00, I accidentally activated the poorly audio mixed dogs.
Are we fucked? Should be able to make it. Yeah.
Please! Now, it was time to solve the puzzle, yet again, where I accidentally cornered myself with 2 ghouls. It's alright though, cause this time we had that defense stance.
You fucking bastard. You fuck!
The next hour was spent with me just trying to get back to where I was last time, where my mentality was showing through.
Alright, it's gonna be heads this time. I'm not switching up, I'm not switching up.
Really nothing too eventful happened this run other than me not being able to find the required coins to buy Isaiah's maps, which left me a bit frustrated.
Please. Like, bro! Like, I'm spreading fucking wide apart for this game, and it's still not giving me it.
I was in fact getting so desperate at this point, I even went back to the guard's corpse and past the elite guard to maybe find just a few more extra coins from the barrels there. Turns out this was a poor decision.
Oh, and it fucks me so hard. Oh. Oh. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Oh, and I'm stuck fucking perma. Oh, I'm fucked.
I managed to somehow survive this with one less arm, but still alive. The next 30 minutes was spent scavenging even further, the brokest of broke boys searching for a couple shillings. But I just could not find any shillings, to the point where I just started doing random bullshit, like I went to go fight the salmon snake just for fun. For some reason unknown to me, regardless of this guy being completely fucking blind, he somehow managed to hit me every time, and to add salt to the wound, his tongue was out, and it snatched me up like the worthless rat I really am.
It's so Jover.
No, I couldn't let this occur, even on the last of my mental fortitude for today.
Please! Please, please.
I found the passages of Lihzahrd pretty damn good, as it lets you get the blue sin, and all you have to do is pull out the sword and quickly read the passages of Lihzahrd. No!
My ears burn!
This was quite possibly one of the most embarrassing deaths so far, so much so that I decided to end the stream. This next stream, I had developed a new strategy. Do you remember how broke I was constantly? As it turns out, after rewatching some of the footage, I remembered if you kill a torturer, Buckman will reward you with 40 silver coins out of the 50 needed. So all I needed to do was find 10 more coins, since 40 were guaranteed. To not manage to find 10 coins with all the looting I was doing, I should honestly just kill myself. In-game, don't worry. Other than that, I had no new strats. Much of the run was the same, except for the Lihzahrd puzzle, which I will get to later. I had decent luck on the bookshelves. I then made an unfortunate mistake with the yellow mage, who somehow just manages to keep causing issues for me. I tried to just use a black orb on his head instantly. I ended up getting super unlucky and missing all 3, which had him cast hurting, getting rid of my leg, which means more walking for 10 years. Woohoo! I also found a cursed mace, so I could actually kill these specters down here. And I did, because they were being really fucking annoying. This did have some physical effects though. And now it was time for the Lihzahrd puzzle. This piece of shit had indirectly ended my run so many times, wasting hours upon hours of my time. But this time, I had come prepared. Instead of doing the puzzle in the present, why not just do it in the past? You know, narrating this now, I figured out that you actually can't even do the puzzle in the present. It just doesn't let you. You were always supposed to do it in the past. Which means that I was trying to do it with a strat that is literally impossible. You can't even— Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but I also grabbed all the other treasure real quick and stuff. After making it to the tower, I entered into the collapsed wall and opened up the gates. The final walk to the king's crown was just in sight, and I was shitting myself. But much like a crack addict with no money, I powered through and made obtaining crack happen, blowing up the rocks. I created my exit out, flipped it to the past to move around the Tomb of the Gods easier, and slowly limped my way out of the dungeons until this happened.
I don't see how that's boring.
Please, I need this!
Thankfully, I would not send nukes to Finland just yet. I continued out with one leg, and old as fuck, but alive. I made each move super carefully. I decided I would switch the path I would take to the side entrance, as there was far less danger there. One huge issue though. This slight sidetrack would end up causing my very final torch to run out, and I was now alone, stuck in the darkness. And even worse,
Oh God, no,
I would be pulled into the Blackwood's trap. Would this be the end for me?
I pray for this game. Yes! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh. Okay. We're fine.
Right on the very last chest, I was lucky enough to find a final torch. Also, I realized later that I could have just crafted some torches since they required almost no materials. But anyway, finally, I had made it out alive and achieved Kahara S ending.
Yes! Oh, fuck. Fucking finally, dude. Holy shit.
After only 6 hours of attempts. Now, in the interest of not completely killing the pace of the video, in this ending you sell the crown and get huge money that you use to have a good life with your wife. But you have crazy PTSD from the dungeons and can never live in peace as a result. Alright, back to funny stuff. And now it was time for the second chapter. It was time for Darcy's S ending. This one seemingly required even less luck and skill than Kahara's S ending. All you had to do was find Lihzahrd and collect 3 instruction pages around Lihzahrd, and then go back to him, use the spell you learned from those pages, and that's it, you win. Sounds pretty simple, right? We'll see if this holds up. Starting out, I did some more of my basic looting, and it seems the game was quite jealous that I had just gotten the S ending, and so it scanned me.
Okay. What, did I just not get anything? I just didn't get anything. Nice game. I win the coin flip and it cheats and doesn't give me anything.
Much like a Juckport winner at the casino.
This guy moves around like he's on crack, man. I'm so fucking... God damn it.
I then also foolishly attempted to attack this guard twice, leading to a coin flip.
That's kind of bad.
Which I missed.
That's very unlucky.
I somehow managed to survive this though, and ran away to heal, and so it ended alright actually, with me then finding a scroll of the Church of Healing, which meant completely free healing whispers. Absolutely crazy. Black orb! I also found this from a yellow mage, pretty dang lucky. This was shaping up to be the run. I'm sure nothing would kill me now, would it? Now, it was time to do the actual steps required to get this ending. You actually didn't need to go to lihzahrd at all until the end. Canonically, I suppose Darcy's tuition was so strong, she went to learn the revival spell before even knowing lihzahrd was dead. The first instruction was located in the library, right by the entrance. Pretty simple spot. The next one was where Ragnvaldr is.
What? This guy, he tripped and fell.
Just before him, you didn't actually need to fight him at all. You can just go down a little bit, find it, and then leave without ever fighting him. And then this next one was the one I was most scared for. Like, holy shit. I'll just show you what I had to go through to get this last instruction. And that's literally it. You just combine it, read it. Now, it was just a dastardly trek back. This was simple. I faced no issues whatsoever and made it back to lihzahrd, went in, used the spell, and we won. That's right, I did this shit first try in less than an hour. All of that suffering for Kahara S ending felt like getting one of your family members executed in front of you each hour, whereas this one felt like actually playing a video game. Now, to summarize for this ending, Darcy loves this infant-killing war criminal so much she revives him, and despite him being a literal husk of his former self, who just wants pure destruction, she still loves him. And now, even though I definitely did not expect to manage this one on the first try, I was gonna go ahead and give Enki S ending a go as well, just to find out how hard it is and get a good grip for what I should do. I started out with our favorite receding herald. Enki S ending required a shit ton more effort than Darcy's or Kahara's ending ever did. You had to go speak to Nosramus a few different times to be able to get the spirit anchor, get water walking by getting Isaiah's first treasure. Luckily you could just kill the betraying fuckhead this time, since you only ever needed the first map for water walking. Kill Ragnvaldr, use an empty scroll to grab a king passage key. You could also go and kill every single one of the new gods, but I really didn't want to do that. Fight Francois, and fight Sylvian, who is probably one of the hardest fights in the whole game. One thing that would become apparent is searching the weapons and armor coin flips as Enki was pretty much entirely worthless, as Enki is apparently so weak and frail that he can't even use something like arm guards or any two-handed weapons.
Do it.
This new seed also posed yet another challenge. The lever which I needed to activate the elevator was guarded by an additional elite guard. This was a huge piece of shit of map generation. Like, actually, I went back again and just got molested again. Like, what the hell do I do against this man? Who did this to me? Who? We then had our first meeting with Nosramus. I then went to the Hexen to grab a few upgrades, particularly Flock of Crows, since I had affinity with God of the Depths from my starting choices, as I had no other ways to really attack too well at this moment, and Flock of Crows was pretty good, basically a lower damage black orb that blinds. This would be particularly useful to me as I had no arms. How did this happen? These bastard guards. One at the elevator and another a random encounter I failed to escape from. Still doable though, Enki was more magic focused anyway. And then I also got Loving Whispers, which I really don't need to explain why, do I? After a bit more farming and turning old, I got Blood Golem and Pheromones, since that would let me summon a decently damaging 200 HP party member and make all attacks go to him. Pretty awesome. Then we took care of our old boy Isaiah. At this point, I had thought that you also needed to speak to Nosramus at the Dungeon Knight entrance. This was false. You didn't need to do this, even if it made less sense not to. Regardless, I went in with the Blood Golem for this fight, and as it turns out, the horizontal slash that the inanimate armor and the ghost does hits all party members regardless of pheromones, which is rather infuriating in all honesty. Despite my best attempts, I failed this fight, but I honestly felt pretty damn confident making it so far without arms, so I started up another try immediately. Not much to say about this one, my luck was going pretty dog shit. I initiated a 50-50 Russian roulette with the ancient book. Tails.
Please save me. Please save me.
Got me a black orb, which is pretty damn huge, and pulled me back from giving up. Mahabre time! This was where I made a critical error. You see, I was out of mind healing items, and I really didn't want to get panophobia by using the black orb for this guy, since it would leave me with only 3 mind. So I decided, I messed up. Let me run and not fight.
I'm aware that a lot of you niggas don't like me, but I don't care.
Next raid. Starting out, I decided to make a few changes first, naming Enki Receding, and also switching my God of the Depths affinity to Grogoroth. As while there's no way to get the God of the Depths affinity normally, the God of the Depths skill tree is kinda eh. Now, this first attempt started out quite unfortunately, with me being forced to sacrifice one of my arms. But it wasn't all bad, because from this bookshelf here, I got the God run.
Look at that fucking 3 empty scrolls. Holy shit, my nutsack, bruh.
Black Orb obtained. Eastern Sword obtained. I would then grab the Blue Sin because might as well. Also lets me get the Waigetsu amulet for that extra crit chance and a bunch of herbs. I then went back and finally learned Necromancy, which meant I could finally get actual party members. The first one of which was this ghoul, Gorbo, then a skeleton, Bonobo. Now besides looking like me after working a 5-hour shift, Bonobo here was pretty useful in that he could equip weapons and armor, so I gave him some pretty damn good items since Enki here couldn't use either of those. By the way, think about this for a second. A literal skeleton can equip arm guards, but Enki can't. He gotta hit the gym. And then our final skeleton, Skeleboho. We were on our way to our very first big fight of the run. Valtiel. First turn, I hit him with that throwing dart for the poison damage that just goes crazy over time. And then just really didn't have much of a strat. He was very easy, honestly. And now it was time to go to an area I hadn't gone to before. Nostradamus' second hideout, right past the salmon snake pool and lizardman, who enjoyed skinning humans for fun. Anyway, you speak to Nostradamus and he's like, Valtiel sad? He made a wrong choice. You do same as him, but withdraw at last moment. Take Spirit Anchor. And so we do, and now it was time to go once more to Mahavre, this time to fight Francois. I then used an empty scroll to just cheat and skip all the bosses like a real boss. And then also intended to use another one to get myself a brown vial, an item that would let me do extra damage and have an extra turn when used. And I say intended because there were some misfortunes I had in this.
Damn it. The fucking spaces fuck it up.
On the first one, I accidentally made a space on give, which stopped me from getting it. Okay, no problem. Then the second one, I typed it in fine, and okay! Third and final scroll. I was not fucking this up again. So let's digest this carefully, okay? Oh lord. All good, all good. Give, perfect, perfect. Brown vial. Yep, perfect, perfect. Written out perfectly. Unbelievably perfect. Laureate levels of writing. I would end up later finding out that despite what the wiki says, Brown Vial is one of the few items in the empty scroll that was written by Gorbo, because instead of following the rules of literally every other fucking empty scroll item where it's all capitalized, Brown Vial is instead written Brown Vial. For fuck! Now, this guy was really difficult actually, because he has this cool mechanic where he has dementia, and you can tease him with the exact same conversation for all eternity, causing him to skip turns and do no attacks at all. So we were basically just fighting Joe Biden. I mean, he does do a rare rape coin flip attack sometimes, but it's not guaranteed, and I didn't get it, so we were chill. Then we equipped the Spirit Anchor and go forth in our journey. Now, we were in the void. The place where normal life is gone. Another plane of existence, not meant for humans to walk on. But thankfully, we came prepared. We knew about the new god form we would see here, and resist its temptations. Except, there was one final obstacle in our way. Sylvian. This guy was one of the hardest bosses, and I had to make just the right decisions here, or risk losing almost 2 full hours of my time. I casted pheromones onto the ghoul, who immediately was entangled by Sylvian's tentacles, and unfortunately, he would not last long. His death would give me the chance to use Blood Golem, however, who was much tankier with a full 200 HP. Even so, the Blood Golem was outmatched very easily. Then a rather pressing matter arose. Sylvian grows a random party member. Unfortunately for me, I was given quite possibly the worst one of myself. He was basically a yellow mage with 5,000 HP, who immediately proceeded to spam Locust Swarm, leading to my whole team being stunlocked until I was inevitably killed.
This fucking game. And it crashes. Oh my god. Fuck off! Fuck you! Okay, empty scroll. Alright, we're off to a good start. Fuck No longer a good start. No longer a good start.
For it is the one who continues forward in the face of immense failure that eventually perseveres.
Orb. And we do it by... Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes! Okay, we actually hit it. Oh! Okay, okay. Okay, that's fucking... Okay.
Skello, second skeleton. How very unfortunate. Sorry, skeleton, you were not meant to be. Looks like ghouls would be my friends now. I employed hobo, and that's it. We saving money here on the Enki company, where I'll steal wages and soon look to enforce child labor. But hey, maybe before we do that, we should check out some of these scrolls. Ooh, scroll of marksmanship. Enki can't even use a goddamn bow! We gonna get some good shit in here, I believe. I'm telling you. Please! Okay, thank you. It's not the best, but it's alright. So, let me just teach this, and are you The skeleton can't even use this skill. Why can you teach it to him? More scrolls. You know what? I'm just gonna go take a walk. My luck did improve quite a bit, though. I managed to get this empty scroll from just this regular urn, which was incredibly rare. And then right after, I got Alchemelia Volume 1, which was really useful considering I got it in the goddamn intro. King Passage Key we got using empty scroll. No spelling mistakes. Then after a fight with some disgusting, ugly idiot babies who cry like little bitches, the ghoul was left with an infected arm. I would have to saw off his arm. And it didn't even fix it. Like, what, man? Okay, what about the other arm? Whoa! All of this misfortune was really starting to get to me.
Yeah, I should've put tails.
Why can he attack me from above? He's above! He's above! Also, as it turns out, the ghoul can just have infected limbs and have no downside from it, which makes sense, I guess. Not much to say about the Valtiel fight. He's honestly pretty easy as long as you use the poison dart and just hit him a few times with the Eastern Sword. That does as much damage as Jepstein commenting on my video. Anyway, after this, we spoke to Valtiel and went back to Nasramas in the mines without much issue. It was all going quite well. In fact, I was feeling good. Despite the poor luck on getting empty scrolls and books, we were doing alright. In the face of misfortune, you must continue forward and rely on your knowledge and skills. And so, we grabbed the second ghoul, Homeles. And now it was time for the most nerve-wracking part of the whole run yet.
Part of brown vial.
Francois, where we had ourselves a little argument yet again, while he once again remained oblivious to the damage he was taking. Now, Sylvian. This time I had a new strat on my side. Brown vial, extra turn, and HP was insane. This time, I wanted to focus more on just getting damage done to Sylvian himself before the tumor showed up. Despite my best attempts, the tumor was steadily growing. I had to finish this fast, otherwise I would be molested once again.
Holy shit, that is huge damage. Just a few more. And he misses most attacks. Come on. Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go! Oh my god, with the worst luck run, we fucking did it. Holy shit. Oh my fucking god. Let's go. Holy shit. Let's fucking go! Enki S ending. Yes!
I was equal parts excited and mad about this win though.
Like this fucking game. Like, it's just luck. It's all luck. Fuck this game. Comment down. Comment down. Ooh. Oh.
Summary. In this ending, Enki sees his new god form, but resists the lust for power it brings, instead rejecting it and seeking further knowledge for the rest of his life, leading him to become a pretty smart guy, and probably the most powerful mortal. Now finally, we were on to Ragnvaldr S ending. This is the one that I was by far the most excited and scared for at the same time. Excited because it probably had the most fun tasks you needed to do, that being just fucking kill everything in the dungeons, and scared for because that meant you had to fight pretty much all of the toughest enemies in the game without dying, and with only these bonobo party members. First attempt. What the fuck? Okay, second attempt. Got some decent coin flip luck this time, grabbing myself a plate mail and some other decent weapons, except for... Really? Right here? And then my true mastery over this game's mechanics would be shown.
I am so fucking retarded.
Then for some reason here there was an invisible Buckman.
Buck.
Yeah, you did. Now it was time to go and grab the best weapon ever. But I had to avoid the hounds.
There's gonna be hounds here that are pretty much impossible to avoid. Unless you're me, unless you're the king of games.
Grabbing the sword was no issue, but purifying it later was another story, as you pretty much had to rely on getting a crit in the first 2 turns.
Come on, hit that crit. God fucking damn it. And now
it was time to go to speak to Isaiah, not to buy his maps, but rather to grab his iron mask, as this is one of the only ways to not get blinded when fighting the Chromolly. However, like the genius I am, I for some reason initiated conversation with him regardless, and I didn't know that you actually can't attack him after talking.
Bro, who the fuck sent me this shit? Nigga, fuck you, bro!
So now I couldn't get the iron mask.
What, I can't even attack him? Okay, you can't just, what the fuck, why? That is so weird, bruh. Okay, whatever, restarting.
Next attempt, after over 50 hours played of this game, I had only now figured out the optimal way to fight the prison guards. Turns out the right arm is responsible for the coin flip attack. However, the coin flip attack can be avoided by guarding every 2 turns or by chopping the arm off. Why would you want to not chop the arm off in that case? Because if you do that, then the guard will start tackling, which is unavoidable. So overall, on a scale of smart to hopelessly stupid, I've exceeded the scale. I would then proceed to be harassed by a persistent viewer.
What if instead of Fear and Hunger it's called the Freakin' Kinky? Instead of killing each other, they all goon to girl. Why do I always get such fucking just like deranged retards in my chat? I don't understand. Dude, can you stop fucking... What is wrong with you? Stop fucking saying that. Dude, what the fuck?
I then had a rather unfortunate mess up, which caused me to be rather upset.
That fucking
Nate.
that I hate.
That fucking bird that I hate. That fucking bird that I hate.
That fucking bird that I hate.
So I went for a risky maneuver.
And it's gotta be Tails, come on. Oh shit! Whoa! Blood Golem, that is so ass. That is so fucking ass.
Followed by an even better find just after.
Oh, okay, I'll take that. Holy shit.
Now, not wanting to have a repeat of the black orb incident just before, I black orbed his leg so he wouldn't do it without considering the alternative.
Oh, and he didn't even hit a locust form. Don't miss. Thank you. Appreciate it. What? He still has it? What the fuck? Am I dead? Oh, you motherfucker. You motherfucker.
Now, this next run might have had some of the absolute worst luck I've ever encountered in all of my time playing this game.
It's like, the Claymore is a pretty good weapon, but the Eastern Sword is just like a billion times better. What the f- I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Why can't I escape, for fuck's sake? No, instead I get infected with that fucking worm juice. Fuck this game.
I was feeling quite resentful at this point.
An axe. Oh, we got Throbbing Babe up in. Coin flip? Coin flip? I've got no legs! You can jump down here without any issue then, right? If this is heads, I'm blowing up my whole fucking house. Fuck! Guaranteed to keep you sick even longer. And probably make it worse too. What? Oh, fuck. Well, best make the best of it, right? Okay, okay. I use a... Bro, are you fucking... bro, that's the best you could offer me. That's the best reward that you could give to me. After using a lucky coin and an explosive. I didn't even think you could use a fuck. Now it's gonna be double heads. Now, me being the smart little bugger that I am, I didn't know that you could just try necromancy again on the skeleton if it failed the first time.
and I would come to find the consequences of this quite soon. I was legitimately so sick of this shit at this point that I turned to just brute forcing my way through the main entrance with the poorly audio mixed dogs, until I managed to get some actual good loot from the bookshelves. The game creator just doesn't... And with some luck, I had managed to get myself 3 empty scrolls, which I used to get Black Orb and Necromancy. And I saved the other one for later. We recruited Global. I then had a very important decision to make. For you see, at this spot, there is an infinite lucky coin. However, I decided I would not falter to this lust, and therefore continued without abusing this bug. I then taught myself Healing Whispers, which I planned to use after I got some mind. However, the game had a stark reminder for me. Please. I hate this game. I'm gonna fucking... I'm so mad. I'm so upset. It's over. Miss! Just kidding, you really thought I would die like that? It's alright though, because next run we looted an empty scroll randomly. Okay, empty scroll from a fucking crate though. Holy fuck! And got our friend King Allah obtained. Nothing much really happened for the next 10 minutes, just more repeating stuff. Now, it was time to set up my build. Check this out, we got the Eastern Sword, Shield, Helmet, Plate Mail, and of course...
Like, what am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I doing?
Now, what does this mean for the run? I can't use any accessories, including those souls I gotta collect, which have such great effects such as preventing my limb loss. I am foolish. I figured out you can actually just keep repeating necromancy, so that was a pretty good discovery. Now, we had dollar, money, dollar. Money.
So we have Allah, King, and $2 sign money, $2 sign.
The next steps I had were to go get the Iron Mask and then fight the Crow Mauler. However, some movements caused one of the steps to be skipped. Oh. Now, it turns out that this flock of crows move from the Crow Mauler had some devastating effects. I can't fucking see anything. What the fuck? What am I meant to do? This is so ass. Alright then, see ya. I'm actually going to turn into the Joker. I'm going to fucking turn into the goddamn Joker. I think at this point is when I truly lost my mind, because I, for some reason, thought that I no longer needed party members, and instead would just balls out my way through everything. I would, however, come back to my senses and decided to use the second empty scroll for necromancy. Plus. Then I finally obtained the Iron Mask from this asshole, and I figured, how about I fight some big guy and get my first boss soul 2 hours and 47 minutes into this run. And so I went for the Salmon Snake because he was pretty damn easy before. So why wouldn't it be the same this time? What the fuck is wrong with this game? No, like, that's actually fucking bullshit. Why? Why? Do I have fucking pheromones on me? Why does it only go for me? What the fuck? Oh my god! Yes, I did in fact not manage to get a single one of the boss souls required for Ragnvaldr's S ending in nearly 3 hours of attempts. But I wasn't done yet. It was time for the next day. So the plan for this time around was pretty similar. Check all the books and armor weapon coin flip areas, grab and purify the Eastern Sword, and then start killing shit. Alright, now I better hit this. I better hit this and I better get some good shit. Oh. This time, instead of the Salmon Snake, I would first go and fight the Cave Mother. She was actually incredibly easy since she had a decent chance of not attacking, and I also had a decent chance of one-shotting her before she could even have her turn, even with a miss. And so, she went down. Now, why did I go for her first? She drops the Gnome Egg, which stuns the Salmon Snake for 2 turns. So now, unless the game legitimately decides to virtually spit an abortion at my sanity by making me miss 2 times and not get a crit, the Salmon Snake wouldn't be an issue. Isaiah dead. I then for some reason adopted the I don't need party members mindset again, and decided to hunt down the Crow Mauler myself. For the next 10 minutes, like I was searching for Bigfoot on GTA San Andreas, because his ass just did not show up ever. Along the way though, I did manage to find an empty scroll that I would use to teach myself necromancy, and then grab our first skeleton. 1738! Hey! I still couldn't find the Crow Mauler, so I just went and killed Iron Shakespeare out of boredom, who was far easier than I had expected, considering just how much of a fucking tank he is. Second skeleton, lihzahrd, ghoul, dumb idiot. The Crow Mauler had no chance against a beast like me.
You're a dirty hoe.
I want everyone to.
Unfortunately, dumb idiot had to go. But we got Crow Mauler Soul, which gives you like 30% more damage. It's pretty good. Heading back to Mahavre, I decided to actually finish the puzzle this time. And wait, hold on. Five minutes later, I figured out how to reset the puzzle and went in. This was my chance to get some of those tasty, delicious scrolls. Let's see what I got. Please don't fuck me, please don't fuck me. What is dude? Please, fucking me heads for once. I am going to houses. That includes anybody. Heads this time. Come on, bro. Bro. It's honestly quite incomprehensible to me just how awful my luck was. I mean, I missed damn near every coin flip I could. The Black Witch was next, who is quite a threatening enemy if you don't get rid of her arm. Otherwise, she's easy. Now it was time for our first big boss of the run, Valtiel. We already know he's generally a pretty easy fight from Enki's ending, with the Eastern Sword and poisoning if you get crits, and he went down very easily, not even casting hurting or anything. No match for the 1753. You know, honestly, despite my pretty subpar luck on getting books and shit, I was doing quite well for myself. I had some really damn good loot and 2 skeletons that were also decently prepared and were able to work very well as tanks in battle. Now you might think, how is he gonna fuck up this time? Is he gonna underestimate the strength of one of the bosses? Forget to heal? Forget to restore mind before a fight? Well, I had the timestamp written down right here for the exact moment this run flopped. So let's see. Chill, get the fuck up out of here. You are kidding me. You are fucking kidding me. No fucking way. No goddamn way. I can't even begin to explain how disappointing this outcome is. You would probably forgive me for deciding to give up here for today, but no, that is not the Scotty way. I think this is pretty agreeable to say that this wasn't fair. I mean, the whole game is unfair, but this is an unintended form of unfairness. So instead, let's just plop this into here, yep, and whoa, how did this happen? Wow, the game must be so generous letting me save in hard mode. I will only use these saves in case the game crashes. If I just die normally, I will restart.
Get those fuckers out. Get out!
Remember, I'm only going to use those Book of Enlightenments if my game crashes. No cheating. I didn't even have the chance to make a goddamn save before my game crashed. Now, I was getting quite dogshit book luck for the most part. That was until...
Bruh.
What the fuck, that's insane find, holy shit. Fat, obtained. Dog, obtained. Next up, it was just me catching up with where I got to. The bastard thing about rape in this game was that you just had to keep stopping to squirt blood out of your anus constantly. How could you fix this? You can't. Thankfully it did no damage, so it wasn't so bad. Now it was time for the most dangerous part of this run, grabbing the blue sin without misclicking the book. Fuckayu obtained. Now it was time for Crow Mauler. Unfortunately, both Fuckayu and Dog would be killed in this battle. Their sacrifices would be forever remembered. Shakespeare. He must have been a really shit writer because he went down in one goddamn hit. Man, get this old ass guy out of here. Next up, the Mahavre puzzle. This time, my luck was reversed and I hit every coin flip, but got literally only one good item, that being the empty scroll, but whatever. Spiritually, I had won. Now we go for Valtiel, and we would be pretty much almost entirely caught up with where we were before. Now, quite unfortunately, I ended up missing my poison dart, and this bastard Valtiel used Black Orb twice, and not only that, I forgot to heal up on mine before the fight, so I couldn't use Healing Whispers. It was Jover. Alright, whatever. I'm done. Now was actually the part where I would give up. Hello. After that loss, I know that if I went to bed, I wouldn't be able to sleep, knowing that this game beat me like that. knowing that it put me straight into the cuck chair as it just started fucking going to town on my wife. I'm back once more at the very same day to set the record straight. Once again, not really much to say. The strat I employed before worked well enough, so I would just continue doing that. Alright, so it seems like it favors heads so far in the seed, and I immediately jinxed myself by saying that. Okay. Okay. Alright, it can't be tails 4 times in a row. You actually are just shitting on my nutsack. That is unbelievable. We got human. Fat oaf obtained. Now it was time to go and finish every one of the fights up again. If it's that simple, then why did I decide to show the cave mother in this footage, and why am I talking about it? Well, what the fuck shit? Fuck off! Looks like we were in for a long walk, boys. Woohoo! AFK for Chromauler. Turns out going straight for his torso works better than going for the arm with the club, since it means he has less of a chance to use Peck, which is his most problematic attack by far, as it just straight up insta-kills. Unfortunately, this would mark the end for Fat Oaf.
He was special.
Also, I somehow forgot to mention, I'm re-recording this later, I got scroll of fencing here, which gives fast attack. This was pretty integral to the rest of the run, and that's all. Okay, thank you. Bye. This time, Valtiel would go down easily. 1993 damage, holy shit. And then, with the goated-ass skeleton that just randomly hits a headshot on the Black Witch, we were finally back, progress-wise, to the time the game crashed, and other than that insane amount of wasted time it took moving around due to my missing leg, we were chilling. Next up was the Skin Granny, another one of the main bosses. I could have also gone and fought the Tormented one, but I didn't remember how to get to his area, and I was too lazy to find out right now. So I just went for Skin Granny, where you gotta sleep and wake up in this dream. Then you go through all the characters' memories, even though you can only play as one of them in hard mode. And then it was time for Skin Granny. Fast attack was making these fights a hell of a lot easier, since I just had a bonus turn constantly. Absolutely insane skill. I started out by poisoning her and then just going to town on her torso, and ignoring the limbs for now. Unfortunately, going for the limbs might have actually been the better play, as she targeted and he was no more.
He was special.
Thankfully, Human would survive with 1 HP, like a Chad. Now, I was quite scared for the Tormented one, so what do you think I did? I walked my ass all the way back to the puzzle to revive one of the ghouls there. Get out, obtained. Now it was time for the Tormented one. Oh yeah, right. Alright, we were back. One issue I found at this point was I was running incredibly low on torches, and so in order for me to not look like this after throwing away my run, I would try and play as much of the game in the dark until I found some torches. Husk. Sacrifice. Now this guy I was scared for. Not only because his fight was quite unfamiliar to me, as I had not played this game in a while, but also because I had heard that this fight was one of the toughest in Ragnvaldr's ending. First phase, no problem. It is the second phase where I had some issues. Now, I thought that explosive vials would work well for this fight, since you're meant to hit the 2 outer wheels to be able to damage the main one. But these did too little damage to jam them, and kept on missing. And even after I figured that out, my total dumbass just still couldn't figure out that I had to attack both of the outer wheels first to be able to attack Valtiel himself. I thought it was just one of them that you had to jam. This was not looking good. What? You just miss every time! Okay, now it works. What? Please go down. Oh my god, thank you. Oh my god. Unfortunately, my skeleton and ghoul friends were forever lost.
He was special.
I was going to avenge them by getting this ending. I did actually want to get more party members, but I thought I had already used them all, when in fact there was an extra skeleton and ghoul I could have found. Anyway, White Angel, just Black Orb his art. Next up, Nameless Figurine. While not technically required for this ending, the only way to skip him was to use an empty scroll to get the King Passage key, which I didn't have, so Blood Golem it was. Just die, bro. Thank you, fucking Christ. And now, Francois. Here's the thing, I had to be really careful getting to him. Stepping on this was instant death, and I was moving slow as shit with one leg. Now remember, Francois was just a walking Joe Biden, and so he went down easily. Now, with Francois defeated, there were only 2 more enemies left. I mean, technically 3, but one of them you don't even have to fight. You just cut this organ and it dies. But anyway, the end was just in sight. So, I'm gonna... Oh my god. Now, it was time for the old guardian. To get to him, I had to grab the key from present Mahavre, and so I went and did just that. Answer no matter what. The big issue now was, at this point I had completely run out of torches, so I was basically just playing blind until I found my next torch. This was ass, but by looking at a guide and mimicking the same movements, I found one, and we were in the clear once again. Now, this guy, the old guardian, was basically my final fight. Iron Shakespeare, I had already beaten. He was no challenge. This guy was the only thing standing between me and victory. So, let's see it.
Tom Holland. What the fuck, man? I don't want to talk yo.
2 hours and 40 minutes. That was the time I had spent on this one run alone, and it was gone, just like that, before I even had the chance to do a second move, all because of stunlock mechanics. So, after being deeply penetrated last time, I came back the very next day. Outlander, baby. This time, I was gonna employ the use of Super Win. At this point, I had pushed through the anger phase, and was more so enjoying my time in a masochistic type of way. Might as well just restart at that point, or whatever, man. I had also figured out that, surprisingly, going in through the main entrance was probably the better option. Sure, it gets the hounds on you. Why didn't the dogs come in? Sometimes. But they're not too hard to avoid, and you can loot the bookshelves much faster, which pretty much guarantees if the run will be good for you or not. A lot more so than looting the weapons and armor, which is more so of a good bonus to have rather than a necessity. So, after the general grinding done at the start of every run, thank you. It was time once again for the cave mother.
And this motherfucking monkey got the audacity.
And of course, she just had to chop off my goddamn limb again. Thankfully though, this time she went for the arm, which is fine. It just means I have a bit less defense, but I can run, which is the important part. Now, this time, since I didn't find any empty scrolls, I was just gonna go balls out and pray for good luck with the Crowmauler. I mean, I had the iron mask on, so he couldn't blind me or kill me with Peck. So as long as I hit enough crits, I would be fine. Did I not put the iron mask on? I did, in fact, put the iron mask on. However, as it turns out, the iron mask does not protect against Peck, as I had originally thought, only against Flock of Crows. And then, on the next attempt, the luck on the books wasn't too good. So I thought, let's go for it! So lucky. Like, what is wrong with this? This game is actual ass. This game is... Oh! Alright, so here, we're all about saving you that time. So, nothing really happened for the next half an hour or so. But now, it was time for the first big fight. The Crowmauler. Solo, because I found no empty scrolls. But this time, I had an ace up my sleeve. The Waigetsu amulet. With this and the purified Eastern sword, my crit chance was 94%. If I was lucky, I could manage to kill him in just 2 turns. However, he just refused to spawn, so... Mauler! Crowmauler! We're gonna attract him. Oh look, there he is. There he is, he's right there. Look at him, he just spawned in. Oh look, he's coming down now. Whoop, 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 whoop. Fight! Da da da. And make him like really small. So we have the power to do this. Make him like really small, and then Ragnvaldr can just go like just straight up like just start stomping on him, right? And boom, he's not even an issue. Can this fucking guy spawn? He did eventually show up, but as expected, this didn't go exactly as planned. If you do Peck, I'm gonna fucking just bomb. My new strat this time, because I was so sick of wasting 30 minutes of my time just to get poor luck on books and die, was to just rush straight in through the front and go to the bookshelves, loot, and hope I get some decent stuff. If not, I would restart.
I just killed him. Oh yeah, yeah, the fucking dead I'm just actually like heads. Okay, we got it. Gonna give me something good? No, hurting. Yeah, give me the. If there was a sniper posted outside my house, and he just like shined a laser through my window and then just like shot me with like a big bullet, like a really big one, like guaranteed like instant death, I wouldn't even be mad because it means I would have to like not play this game. After enough brute forcing, I finally managed to get an actual good start to the run. Now, after 2 hours, I finally got necromancy, gas tweaker, crash out, cave mother dead, gas station tweaker lost his arm, but you only need one arm to smoke crack. Salmono dead. Now this time around on this seed, something unexpected happened. Oh, what the fuck? Cave dweller massacre. That's a rare event. So I think you know what that means. Let's test my luck in something else. This joke took up all the money in my bank account, please. Now, before Chromauler, I needed another meat shield. Big guy bye. Helps out just like that. My god, dude. No. Okay, missed. In one turn! Get fucked! Holy. Was this the run? Would I actually make it this time around? So, I got the key I needed from the old Guardian fight. What's that? You want to know if I got anything good from the scrolls here? My luck would be turned around here, as I got pretty much the main thing I was still looking for. Okay. Forgotten memories password. What? That's insane. I got fast attack. That's the main one that I wanted. Now it was time for big brain guy. Fast attack, poison sword, dead. Black witch, dead. You remember how the old guardian stun-locked me with his boulders? By getting the Gaunt Knight armor, the helmet from that actually prevents stun status effect. Thankfully, me and my skeletons managed to get him to drop the weapons, and he went down quite easily. Now let us go once more to the tormented one. Come on now. That's disrespectful to say that. This motherfucker tried to get an S ending and your bum ass says it's his first time. This time, the fight against the tormented one went very well, and I left this battle with all of my party members still intact. Alright, let's just speed this up, okay? None of the previous guys I already beat were an issue at all. White Angel, dead. Granny, dead. But she did kill Big Guy Bye.
He was special.
Now, with the death of our bisexual big guy, we had but one very dangerous guy to face. It was time for a rematch. This time, I used fast attack. All I had to do was just go for the torso before he did enough damage to kill me.
Nice. Nice. We win. We fucking win. We win! We win! Francois was as easy as you would expect. I even figured out that the coin flip he doesn't actually even kill you if you miss, so I was just making a big deal out of nothing. And now, the absolute final battle, Iron Shakespeare. This dastardly foe would be, okay, he's dead. Then we grabbed the butterfly soul and headed out. What? Huh? Excuse me? I quickly figured out, thankfully, that the reason for this was just because, despite what the game was telling me, I never actually checked on the guard, so I went to do that real quick, and finally, we were free. Let's go! We did it. We fucking did it. Oh my god, finally. So, to summarize real quick for this final ending, Ragnvaldr, being the absolute beast that he is, kills every monster in the dungeons, and proceeds to dedicate his life to hunting down every monster he can find to stop them from corrupting the world. Absolute GOAT. So, real quick, how long did this endeavor of every ending take me? 26 hours. Which is a bit longer than Fear and Hunger 2 took me. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Farewell and good night.
Hello? Hello?